Welcome to all of you. I am Sachin Patil, delivered lecture on rotational dynamics, and this is the Sankalpa Education Prathama classes, and our channel name is All Is Our Way. Now this is the second application where we will use the circular motion. It is a well or wall of death. Wall of death. Inside the wall of death, first of all, what is the wall of death? It is nothing but a vertical cylindrical wall of radius r and vehicle driven in horizontal circle. What does it mean? This is nothing but a cylindrical wall like that one. First of all, we have to consider the cylindrical wall, and this is nothing but it is a well shaped or cylinder shaped, and vehicle is driven along that way. It is a horizontal, it makes the horizontal circles, like that one, horizontal circle, and at that time there will be a force acting on that one is nothing but the force acting on that one, and this is the vertical circular cylindrical wall of radius and vehicle driven in horizontal way like that one, and there will be forces acting on the vehicle R. First force is nothing but a normal reaction N acting horizontal towards center of horizontal circle made by vehicle, and it is centripetal force, and therefore this is nothing but it is acting toward the center, and therefore it is a normal reaction is considered here, and this normal reaction is acting toward the center and it provides the necessary centripetal force. Therefore normal reaction N is equal to mr omega square or mv square divided by r. This is your equation 1. Here also you will get the second force is nothing but a weight of that vehicle, that means mg acting always vertically downward, and it balances third force Fs, that is static friction acting vertically, static friction acting vertically upward. That is, it means weight which is acting in a downward direction, and it is nothing but mg, and which balances the friction force between tires and road of the vehicle, which is moved on the wall of the death, making a horizontal circle, and this Fs is balanced by mg, and therefore you will get the mg is equal to Fs, or what you can say, it is also implies that Fs is equal to mg. Fs is equal to mg. Now here this third force is nothing but a Fs, and it is nothing but a static friction force acting vertically upward. Now let us consider Fs is less than equal to mu s into n. It implies that, or therefore you will get the mg is less than equal to mu s into n, where n is nothing but what? N is nothing but a normal reaction, and it is given as mu square divided by r, and therefore you will get the mu s into m v square divided by r is here, and this is mg. Now m is cancelled on both sides, you will get the g is less than equal to mu s into v square divided by r, and here therefore v square is greater than equal to rg divided by mu s, and it is nothing but a minimum speed, and it is given as velocity. Minimum velocity on the wall of that death is nothing but a square root of rg divided by mu s, therefore you will get the consideration of n minimum is equal to mv minimum square divided by r. It is nothing but mg divided by mu s, and in this case Fs is equal to mu s into n, and it is valid for minimum speed during vehicle considered as a particle, but it is not so. What does it mean? First of all, you have to consider the friction force. It is also has the limit, and which is less than or equal to mu s into n, where mu s is nothing but a coefficient of friction, and n is a normal reaction, and Fs is the friction force, and which is less than or equal to mu s. It has the upper limit related to that one, and at that time you will get the consideration of mg is less than equal to, because Fs is nothing but mg, and therefore mg is less than equal to mu s into n. We put the value of n is nothing but mv square divided by r, and putting inside the equation you will get the consideration like that one, mg, and you will get the v square is greater than equal to rg divided by mu s. That means the velocity of vehicle which is move on the wall of death is having the minimum value is the square root of rg divided by mu s, and therefore the minimum normal reaction is nothing but a v minimum square divided by r, and this minimum speed gives the consideration of normal reaction is equal to mg divided by mu s, and here friction force is equal to mu s into n. It is valid for the minimum speed during the vehicle considered as a particle, but it is not so. It is not a particle, because we have to get the consideration of revolution of two-wheeler, because here you will get the two-wheeler during revolution of two-wheeler, rider never horizontal, horizontal. Because if rider becomes horizontal, it is a toppled. If rider is horizontal, then it get, or he or she get toppled. Because when a rider is moving in this way, at that time he makes some angle with the horizontal, to prevent from the toppling. Otherwise, when it is a move on wall of death, at that time he become a horizontal. At that time, toppling force move downward direction and the rider goes inside the wheel. But at that time, the rider in a wall of death in two-wheeler, it makes some angle with horizontal to prevent the toppling, and therefore in wall of death, when two-wheeler is moved on a horizontal vertical cylindrical wall of radius r, the rider of that two-wheeler makes some angle with the horizontal to prevent the toppling, and there will be a minimum speed. By using this one, we will get the consideration of when vertical cylindrical wall of radius r and vehicle driven in a horizontal circle. This is nothing but a well or wall of death, and inside this you will get the three forces acting on the vehicle is Fs, mg and n. Fs is a frictional force which is acting vertically upward. Mg is the weight of that vehicle, it is acting downward direction, and which is equal to, or which is balance the friction force, and therefore you will get the consideration of Fs is equal to mg, or mg is equal to Fs, and a normal reaction which is acting toward the center, and therefore it is a balance the centripetal force, or it gives the centripetal force. Therefore normal reaction is equal to mr omega square is equal to mv square divided by r, and by using static friction force Fs, which is less than or equal to mu s into n, at that time mg is less than equal to mu s into n, where we have to put the value of n is here, and you will get the m is cancelled on both sides, g is equal to mu s into v square divided by r, and therefore v square is greater than equal to rg divided by mu s. Here minimum velocity of that vehicle which is moved on the wall of death is nothing but a minimum velocity square root of rg divided by mu s, and therefore minimum normal reaction is equal to mv square v minimum square divided by r, and it is given as mg divided by mu s. In this case, Fs is equal to mu s into n. It is only valid for the minimum speed during the vehicle considered as a particle, but vehicle is not a particle, and therefore during the revolution of two-wheeler, rider never becomes a horizontal. Because a rider becomes horizontal, then he get toppled or she get toppled, and therefore it makes some angle with the horizontal to prevent the toppling inside the wall of death. Thank you.